Matt Reeves' upcoming Batman movie debuted a teaser at DC FanDome, giving us a first look at Robert Pattinson as the new Batman in action. Let's break down the trailer frame by frame to uncover 22 details and clues you might have missed.
I'm vengeance.
Someone is causing quite a stir in Gotham City. The trailer opens with the GCPD investigating a crime scene. There's been a murder and the victim had their face covered in duct tape, with "no more lies" written across it. Jeffrey Wright is playing Jim Gordon, who likely hasn't become the commissioner of the GCPD just yet. Actor Alex Ferns is on the docket to play Commissioner Pete Savage, a character invented for the movie. This Gordon is likely a detective and still rising through the ranks. It's fairly easy to guess that the murderer is none other than Edward Nashton, aka the Riddler, who will be played by Paul Dano in the movie. Gordon narrates a note left for Batman at the scene, from your secret friend, who? Haven't a clue. Let's play a game, just me and you. Matt Reeves explained in the panel that this will be the first emergence of the Riddler, meaning that the GCPD has never encountered a villain like this before. A Riddler hallmark is leaving behind coded clues and messages, and we get to see a few here in the card he left behind. It reads, "What does a liar say when he's dead?" If we had to guess, we'd say, he lies still. The message is followed by a series of symbols. One of the Riddler's messages at the crime scene comes in the form of a wall of newspaper clippings. Apparently the man he's killed, named Don, was some sort of judge or DA, who had been getting quite a bit of good press. Though according to Eddie, it's all lies. The late Don was apparently behind or somehow involved in the bust of the crime lord Sal Maroni. It's important to remember that this movie will not be an origin story. It's set in the second year of Batman's time in Gotham, and he's already established a working relationship with the GCPD. It looks like this is a shot of Alex Ferns' Commissioner Savage, likely giving some sort of briefing about the murder. Bruce looks a little worse for wear here, eyes blacked and face covered, as he watches this press briefing from afar before turning his motorcycle around and heading back to Wayne Manor. We only get a brief glimpse of what must be the new Batcave, and it's certainly less cave-like than other versions we've seen in the past. It looks like it actually has pieces of Wayne Manor's stairs reaching down to it. Andy Serkis's Alfred Pennyworth doesn't make a physical appearance in the trailer, but he does have a voiceover.
You're becoming quite a celebrity.
If we weren't convinced already that the late Don was some kind of major public figure, the scale of his funeral certainly provides a clue. The funeral is interrupted by a brutal attack, likely from Riddler again. An SUV covered in writing and symbols drives straight into the crowd before a suicide bomber with "To the Batman" written on his chest gets out. Bruce is in attendance, but not in costume. Our first glimpse at Zoe Kravitz's Selina Kyle is shrouded in shadow. She's in the process of doing what she does best, cat burgling, from what looks like a museum or a mansion. Her costume looks homemade, with a mask that covers only half her face and two tiny corners that give us just the hint of a cat ear silhouette. According to director Matt Reeves, this movie will feature Selina Kyle before she officially adopts the Catwoman title, and will function as a sort of origin story for her. Reeves explained that this version of Oswald Cobblepot, played by Colin Farrell, who he called Oz, is at an early point in his journey to becoming a kingpin of crime in Gotham, and that he actually hates being called the Penguin. It's tricky to tell, especially because if it is indeed Colin Farrell, he's under some intense prosthetics. Riddler voice is over with heavy editing effects, warning that if you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye? This could be a warning to Batman, but it could also be a warning to the justice system of Gotham City itself. While the GCPD seems to work with and tolerate Batman's help on cases, things aren't always smooth sailing. We get a split-second look at what looks like an all-out brawl between Bruce and a slew of GCPD officers in an interrogation room. Unsurprisingly, Bruce and Selina don't exactly get along at first. We see the two of them squaring off, presumably after Bruce interrupts Selina's attempted heist. We see Bruce go up against a gang wearing clown face paint. Now, as far as we know, no version of the Joker will exist in this movie, but it would certainly seem that the Clown Prince of Crime has left a mark on the city. That, or this is some sort of criminal phenomena that will go on to inspire the Joker to emerge somewhere down the line. We get a brief glimpse of someone, presumably Riddler, going through his duct taping process. The costume is certainly a far cry from the bright green and purple suits we've seen on Eddie before. This version seems to skew more towards the Zodiac Killer with a baggy ski mask, glasses, and a bulky dark coat. Reeves explained during the panel that because of how early it is in Batman's journey with Gotham City, most citizens are still afraid of him. He's not a beacon of hope. He's running around putting the fear of God into anyone he thinks is doing wrong. We see exactly how brutal he can be here as he goes after one of the Joker-like gang members with some bone-crunching punches.
I'm vengeance.
The new Batmobile has been featured heavily in promotional material that Reeves has posted on Twitter, but we get to see it in action here in all its turbocharged glory. Is there anything we missed? Are you excited about seeing the Batman? Let us know in the comments, and subscribe to GameSpot Universe for more DC and more Batman videos.